welcome to another strange video. This is my daughter experimenting with means of production, which means 2 cameras. Very confusing. Never mind. I've been asked to give a quick talk on how do I visualise my characters. Flippin' heck, I don't know. The main thing is, when you're trying to imagine characters, you've got to have characters that are immediately obvious to you as a writer and who fit the particular view that you're trying to give of them. So you can have someone like with Baldwin de Fernzeel, for example. One of his definers is these very dark hair. He's got a narrow little beard that just follows the line of his jaw. He's got a scar. Don't need too much more than that, really. But when you're inventing a new character, how do you actually do it? Now, I'm quite lucky. When I was a salesman, I used to go on Achievers trips every now and again. Here's a book that has Achievers people in it, and one of the things that is in here is a whole bunch of faces, a huge number of faces, and I could turn to this at any time and pick up, whenever I got into doubt, I could pick up any number of faces and just use them to define characters I was thinking of. Not important characters necessarily, it's just you can say, okay, well, he's got a fairly square face, he's got a fairly oval face, she's got a triangular face, she's got a really, really thin face, she's got quite a large face, eyes are wide set, eyes are close together. And what I would do is, all the time while out and about, I would sketch different types of face, and when I was working, I would think of different types of face. And as I'd even pick the dog sometimes. But for example, when I'm watching TV, so someone like Alec Guinness has got classical features, especially when playing Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, playing George Smiley, because the face is just so expressive. So that's really handy. When I'm out and about, these are taken from a concert recently, it's nice to be able to sketch the faces of people that you see. Sketch guitarists, sketch anything at all. It's just to get an idea for the different type of people that you might want to use in a book. It may well be that none of them actually turn up in the book, but all you're trying to do is build up a data bank in your head or on paper of the different types of face, different types of clothing, different types of mannerism, different types of behaviour, anything you can think of that will give your characters a little bit more colour and make them feel more alive. One of the people I always used to like writing about was the Dean at Exeter Cathedral, because he always had a particular verbal stammer, but that stopped whenever he was being serious about something. There's a lot of people who will use little verbal tics to slow themselves down because their brains are racing ahead. Some people will use it just as a means of being slightly devious and giving the impression they're twits. Always make sure you don't underestimate the foolishness of some people, but in some cases don't overestimate the foolishness. You need to be aware that some people can be very, very astute, even though they sound as though they're complete gormless twerps. We have a certain mayor of London I can think of, but never mind that. So verbal tics, physical tics, little things like a squint. You need to bear in mind, for me certainly, in medieval times there would have been more people with hare lips, there would have been people with different types of debilitating disease, learning difficulties, all kinds of problem. So you need to make sure that you do populate your characters with the relevant number of potential problems like that. But in terms of me visualising them, the main way I visualise is I sketch people, I look at my book with all the different faces in there, and it's a case of twiddling about and making sure I get a mixture of all the different things. So, slightly odd. I hope that was of some use. If you did like this, don't forget to like and share and comment, and do subscribe as well. But also don't forget, if you've got any questions, if you've got any aspects of writing that you want to think about, then do please send me a question either by a comment or through the Google email address at the top, and I look forward to hearing from you. I hope it's all been worthwhile. Let me know if it has. Cheers.